If you want something badly enough and you put in the time and you put in the effort and you keep going and never ever stop, you can literally do anything. Hey everyone, my name is Adrienne Finch, and in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you the, without a doubt, top 5 most important things you need to do in order to be successful in any industry or in any aspect of life. I'm not gonna show you my professional resume, although if you challenge me, I definitely will. So before you write me off, I really want you guys to watch this video from top to bottom. If you guys are passionate, driven, willing to do anything you can to succeed and achieve your goals and achieve your dreams, then I promise you will get something out of this video. Whether it's inspiration, comfort, happiness, or that kick in the butt that you need to get out there first thing tomorrow and begin taking these steps. For those of you who don't know me really quick, my name is Adrienne. I'm 25 years old. I graduated university in 2015 and I had a degree in screenwriting and business. I started YouTube about 3 years ago and I love everything creative. Now, let me give you some quick backstory. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you know that I pre-ordered the iPhone 10, but it hasn't come yet and it was supposed to. So today's video was supposed to be the first video in my iPhone 10 series. However, it's not here, so I can't make that. So I had so many video ideas written down, but I guess I've been in a little bit of a funk, as a lot of YouTubers are often. By the way, I promise this is relevant. Where I'm fighting to find this really tough balance between making videos that I'm passionate about and that I love, and videos that you love, versus videos that get fed into this YouTube algorithm correctly and end up performing well, only based on literal data. It can be overwhelming and exhausting to play the game all the time, and it can honestly get me so down. So here comes the relevant part. I wanted to make this video today for you guys to remind you how important it is to remember that no matter what age, what stage of your career that you are at in any industry or any aspect in life, to remember the successes that you have had and to keep going on this trajectory towards success that these 5 things will help you achieve. If you want, please feel free to subscribe down below and let's make this a conversation in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Number 1, find and develop your talent. Maybe you popped right out of the womb and had a voice like Ariana Grande. Or maybe one day out of literally nowhere, you were in the shower and you sang and you didn't sound like Ariana Grande, but you weren't bad. Or maybe you're not super talented at the thing that you're the most passionate about yet, but these are all a-okay. There's a reason this stage is called find and develop your talent. To be the most successful in your field, you're going to want to be really good at what you do. In order to do this, you need to identify and hone in on your strengths and then play to your strengths. You're also going to need to identify your weaknesses and figure out a strategy in which to convert your weaknesses into strengths. As a screenwriter, I tend to write to my strengths, which are story and structure. So what I realized is that I should be writing to my weaknesses, dialogue and characters. That way I can practice over and over and over and ultimately convert those weaknesses into strengths. Practice, 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 experiment, take risks. This is all about finding and developing your talent. What is that talent that you have? What is that thing you want to do? And how can you get better? How can you be the best that you can be at it? And how can you be different from everyone else who does that same thing? Number 2, be passionate. Ask yourself, can you imagine waking up every single day and spending 8+ hours a day working in this industry? If the answer is no, walk away right now. It's never too late. In the film industry, I hear this all the time. It's so cutthroat, it's so unfair, it can take years and years and years of growth and building and trying and trying and trying. A lot of minor successes and a lot of failures until you get to that big success that actually launches your career. So they always make the joke in the film industry, if you don't like this industry, get the hell out now. But the same goes for any career. If you aren't patient and loving the process of getting to that end goal, then what's even the point of having that end goal? If you're only doing something for instant results, it's not gonna happen. However, we do need to remember that being passionate about your industry and your career does not mean that it's always going to be easy to get there. But you're gonna be 100,000 million times more likely to be successful if you are also passionate about what you are doing. I started YouTube as a hobby. I love creating, I love filmmaking. I never in a million years thought this would be my business that supports me. And now I meet a lot of people who only wanna start YouTube because they realize they can make money from it. In my opinion, that's not going to work, because if you're just doing it to earn money, A, it's a long process, it'll take a long time till you can even start earning money. B, it takes a lot of work, hours and hours and hours of work and investing in equipment and things like that. So if you don't love doing it, you're not gonna be able to stick with it enough to get to that end goal. Ask yourself this: do you wanna work in order to live, or live to be able to work? I feel like I live for my job. I don't do my job just so that I can pay my bills. And I imagine that most people would also want that second option. If you're not passionate about the business you're creating, why are other people going to be? Number 3, always be learning. The top things that I would do are set up Google alerts to be notified every time articles post about things that you want to learn and get better at. Read as many articles, as many books as you can. Get as many people's different perspectives as you can. If you do something more task-oriented, watch a ton of tutorials. There are free resources all over the internet to learn a skill. Just Google anything. You can Google a sentence that's like half English and half gibberish, spelled completely wrong, and Google will still give you good results. Keep tabs on similar businesses, track them, what they do, what works, what doesn't. Also similar people in your similar roles. They may be your competition, but you can also learn a ton from them. This brings me to my most important point. Work harder, not smarter. Remember that. Realize that time spent working does not always equal amount of success. A lot of people just think they need to put hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into perfecting their craft. And yes, it will take time. It will take hours. But you need to be thinking smart. How can you take the time you have and be the smartest with it? For example, when I was in film school, everyone would spend hours and hours and hours and hours creating films, which is great. That's developing your talent. But while everyone was over here trying to be the next big director, the next big editor, producer, I started YouTube. I was not the best director in my class. I was not the best editor. I was not the best actor. I was not the best screenwriter. I was always at this like middle level, this middle tier level of all the skills in film school. So at first this would get me down, and then I realized, hold on, let me play to my strengths and let me be smart, and I'm gonna create a YouTube channel and I'm going to market my brand, I'm going to gain a following, and all of those filmmakers in film school who are creating films who are very, very talented, I now have leverage on because I have a business and I have a following, and I can use that in order to get me places where I can pitch my movies or produce because I have that leverage of having that following. Thank you to you guys. This is another really important point. Take feedback always. If you can't take feedback, you are not going to be successful. When someone critiques you, if you take it too personally, you're not going to be successful. After all, you are the CEO, not the consumer. You may think your logo is the best thing since sliced bread, so visually appealing, so stunning, the best thing on earth, but if all of your family and friends are telling you that the font is hard to read, you need to change the font. I've met way too many people who do not like taking notes on scripts, on videos, on anything, and I'm like, how are you gonna get anywhere without letting other people give you feedback and taking that feedback? Do you always need to apply everyone's feedback? Of course not. What you do is ultimately up to you, and you can't please everyone even if you try. But don't shut out feedback. Don't get defensive when someone doesn't like your product. Listen to what they have to say, evaluate their feedback, whether or not you like it or you agree with it, and implement what you want to implement. And thank them for giving you feedback. That's all you can do. The more open you are to feedback and constructive criticism, the more successful you will be. Stop taking everything so personally. No one's here to attack you. They're saying it because they love you. Number 4, get access. Now, what do I mean by this? Get access to the right people who can support you, who can help you, who can learn from you or with you, who could mentor you. And how do you get access, you ask? Network your little booty off. Take every meeting. You're tired after a long day of work, and I get that. So are you gonna bail on your coworker who you're supposed to get drinks with, who's gonna introduce you to someone who is also very passionate about your same field? No. You are gonna get up off that couch and you are gonna go to those drinks. Why? Because you never know what job opportunities or partnerships may form, or so many other things may form while getting those drinks you never wanted to have. Real story, and this has happened so many times to people I know. No connection is a bad connection. Literally no connection. If you think so, oh, this person's not worth my time because they haven't done as much, they can't really help me. Valid, you have to pick and choose your time, but don't write someone off because in 10 years or 5 years or 1 year, that person could have invented some crazy thing or be the CEO of some Fortune 500 company, and who's gonna want a meeting with them? You. And who's not gonna get a meeting with them? You, because you blew them off because you didn't think they were worth your time. I'm telling you right now, no connection is a bad connection. And that goes with my last point in this category, which is do not burn bridges. I shouldn't even have to explain this to people. I'm getting so fiery. Do not burn bridges with anyone. Keep a good relationship with everyone. People talk, the world is tiny, your industry is probably tiny, Hollywood is tiny. You think it's not, it is. Everyone knows each other. Do not burn bridges if you can help it. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has had that one experience where it didn't go as planned or someone got a bad impression of you. Totally normal, and that sucks. But all you can do is just take away from that experience, learn lessons, and do it differently next time. And number 5, be good in the room. No, I do not mean your bedroom. This is basically film industry talk for be a good person. Be somebody that people want to work with. Be somebody that people want to talk to. Be a pleasant, positive, outgoing, uplifting person. Be trustworthy. Also, know your stuff. Know what you're talking about and be able to explain that you know what you're talking about very well. Think about an interview. you could hit all 5 qualifications to a T. But if you're not good at explaining that in an interview in a way that's like subtle bragging, but like not obnoxious, and if you're not someone that that person can picture working with, you're not gonna get the job. You need to be able to explain your strengths. You need to be good at talking about yourself, honestly. Another point on this topic is go out of your way for others when you can, because people remember the little things and people are going to help you out if you help them out. All right, you guys, those are my 5 things that you guys need to do in order to be successful. If you hit these 5 things, you guys, I truly believe with all my heart that you can do anything in the entire world that you want to do and be very successful at it. I truly believe this. If you want something badly enough and you put in the time and you put in the effort and you keep going and never ever stop, you can literally do anything. Like anything. Like, I have so many dreams and goals that I know I'm going to hit. Like, it's not even a question. Like, I'm going to get there. And if you have that attitude too, like, no, I'm doing this. It will happen. I always say things like, you know, when I'm rich, blah, blah, blah. When I'm rich, I'm gonna buy my mom a house. I say when I'm rich because I'm going to be rich. It's not a question. It's gonna happen. So if you have this same attitude, I know it sounds silly, but you'll do it. I said I'm going to make YouTube my full-time job. And I did. Here I am. It's my full-time job. Okay, I started from 0 followers and it is now my full-time job because I said I'm going to do this. It's not a question. Like, I'm going to do it until I get there, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna let anyone's opinions influence what I do. I'm not gonna let the hate get to me. I'm not gonna let people talk me out of it. I'm not gonna let people tell me I'm not good enough. I'm just gonna do it. And I also just wanna say thank you guys so much for watching these types of things. I know this was a very different video. I just felt very raw and in the moment and wanting to share some of my advice and just things that I've gone through in terms of the millions of jobs and internships and career stuff that I've done. I wanted to share some of that with you. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it was different. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to and haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. By the way, leave any sort of comments and questions down below that you have for me. I would love to start a conversation if you guys want me to do more videos like this. I definitely can. I only touched on the very surface of this, but I promise you, if you do those 5 things, you will be successful. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you so much. Bye!